As the sun began to dip behind the hills, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, I found myself standing at the gates of a breathtaking mansion. It was unlike anything I had ever seen. Towering pillars reached towards the heavens, windows framed in gold reflected the last light of day, and the entire structure seemed to emit a soft, warm glow that felt almost divine. I stood there, mesmerized, and a quiet question escaped my lips, barely a whisper. What could possibly be waiting for me inside? And then I heard it, a voice. It was gentle, yet it carried an authority that resonated deep within me. It felt familiar, like a melody I'd known my whole life, but had forgotten until that very moment. It wrapped itself around my heart, and the words it spoke were, "I have prepared a place for you, and I am coming back for you." I froze, not from fear, but from a profound sense of recognition, a feeling that these words were not just heard, but were written into the very fabric of my soul. In that instant, a passage from the Bible came alive in my mind, as if I were reading it for the first time. John chapter 14, verses 2 and 3. My Father's house has many rooms. I go to prepare a place for you, and I will come back and take you to be with me. It was no longer just text on a page. It was a living, breathing promise spoken directly to me. A wave of hope, so powerful, it felt tangible, washed over me. It was the kind of hope that steadies a frantic heartbeat and silences the noisy chorus of doubts that so often fills our minds. How much of our lives do we spend worrying? We worry about the future, about our finances, our health, our relationships. We worry if we're good enough, if we're making the right choices, if we've earned our place in the world. And for many of us, the biggest worry of all looms in the background. Is heaven even within reach? For someone like me, as these thoughts swirled, another piece of scripture surfaced in my memory like a lifeline thrown to me in a sea of uncertainty. Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9, it says, "For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." A gift. It's a gift of grace. It hit me with such clarity. This incredible promise of a place in my Father's house, ISNT, something I could ever earn. It's not a reward for good behavior or a prize for spiritual perfection. It's a gift, freely given, because of God's immense love and mercy. With this newfound understanding, I felt a shift within me. The hesitation I felt at the gate was replaced by a quiet confidence. I stepped forward and passed through the doors of that magnificent mansion. As I walked, every hallway seemed to shimmer with a truth I could finally grasp. The light wasn't just coming from the golden windows, it was emanating from the very walls, illuminating a single, powerful message. God is faithful. This truth echoed in the corridors, reinforcing another promise I read in 1 Thessalonians 5:24. The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. When God makes a promise, he keeps it. He doesn't change his mind. He doesn't forget. His word is steadfast and true. In that moment, the fear and uncertainty that had clouded my vision for so long began to dissipate like mist in the morning sun. All that was left was trust. A simple, profound trust in the one who made the promise. I realized that my focus had been misplaced. Instead of worrying about whether I would miss heaven, I needed to make a choice. A choice to shift my perspective. So, I made a new commitment. First, to seek his kingdom above all else, just as Matthew 6:33 encourages us to do. This means prioritizing what matters to God in my daily life, aligning my will with his. Second, to live with purpose, not just drifting through life, but actively walking in the good works that God has prepared for me. And third, to walk in the confidence of his promise, to live each day, not in fear of the end, but in joyful anticipation of what is to come. As I continued my journey through the mansion, I eventually found myself in a final room. Sunlight poured through wide, open windows, flooding the space with brilliant, pure light. And standing there, bathed in that warmth, I felt a deep, unshakable conviction in my spirit. The best is yet to come. This life, with all its joys and sorrows, is just the beginning. When it ends, we won't be lost or forgotten. We will be, as the Apostle Paul wrote, present with Christ. We will finally be home. This experience, this vision, changed everything for me. It transformed the idea of heaven from a distant, abstract concept into a certain and glorious reality. It's not a question mark. It's a promise, secured by Jesus himself. And so, I want to ask you the same question that I had to ask myself standing at those gates. Will you trust his promise today? Will you accept the gift of grace that he is offering? Because your future, your eternal future, is secure in Jesus. You don't have to live in fear or doubt. You can live in the confident hope that a place has been prepared for you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this message of hope and assurance resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might need to hear it. Someone who needs to know that God is faithful and his promises are true. Do even forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content that aims to inspire and encourage you in your faith. Until next time, walk in the confidence of his promise.